how did you all end up in there? Okay, so welcome in my office and welcome in Orba Valley. Come on.
We are in the Ligurian Apennines, in a mountain valley carved out by the Orba River, which has its source just a few kilometers from the Ligurian Sea, but runs rapidly north, crossing the borderline of Piedmont, meeting the Piedmontese Apennines. At the top of the valley runs the Apennine watershed, a historical link between Tuscany at east side and Alps at west side, used in the years by many wild species, including the wolf. In short, this valley is a great crossroads. In 2014, the local newspaper asked me, "Do you feel like writing an article about the wolf?" So I jotted down a story that retraced the annual cycle of life of a pack, and here you go. From that day on, the wolf entered my working life for don't come out anymore. Oh, by the way, now I can introduce myself. So, hello, I'm Serena. I'm a biologist and a hiking guide of Escursioni Liguria team. For Life WolfAlps EU project, I carry out 5 different activities in the field of research with data collection, in the field of ecotourism, with activity with schools, training for guides, for hiking guides, and public events. Okay, well, so let's talk about the first point now. In 2016, I started the first excursions dedicated to the wolf, and I thought, why not combine data collection and guided excursions? This thanks to my experience like whale watcher in Ligurian Sea, during which since 2006 I collaborate with organizations like, for example, Tethys Research Institute. Hence, I had the idea to present a completely new initiative for the area to Beigua Natural Park, guided excursions that supported data collection. At first, I didn't know if the idea would work. Then, one guided hike after another. Here comes 2019, which brought with it the meeting with the Life WolfAlps EU project. From here, therefore, the excursions were incorporated in the project through the stewardship, and the data collection was included in the national monitoring program of ISPRA, which was carried out jointly. In this way, ecotourism activities grew up day by day, and today we are working to develop touristic travel with a TO specialized in ecotourism. Well, all of this is amazing, but today now I want to share with you my favorite aspect of my work, the activities in the schools with children. In 2018, I started carrying out environmental teaching activities in schools dedicated to the wolf, also thanks to a training course carried out with the first Life WolfAlps project. And thanks to the books provided by Life WolfAlps EU and the program Young Ranger, also this aspect of my work has improved with excellent results. Well, there are 2 aspects of my work in the field of school activities that I'd like to share with you today. And the first one is my experience with the small local school. In fact, in this mountain area, the children still live in close contact with nature, and it was very interesting to see how they approached the theme of coexistence between men and wolves. They like the wolf, but they also know the problematic aspects, such as predation on the farm animals. Here we don't have an economy based on farming, but some families own farm animals, and our children therefore already have a level of awareness about the wolf that frees them from a sweetened vision, and at the same time they possess the mental openness to know the species without prejudice. This is truly one of the most beautiful experiences I'm having right now. We invest a lot of time in the natural environment, and it's wonderful to see how easily children are able to understand the importance of the other's point of view, thanks to the observation of the nature. Second aspect concerns the benefits that the LIFE project is bringing to the area thanks to school tourism. In fact, after some tests, we are now working with a TO national leader in educational travel to develop products for school travels. This way, local accommodation can receive tourism even outside the summer, that is the so-called high season. It's very good results if you consider it as a process that will work beyond the end of the LIFE project. Well, the prospect is therefore to have an ever increasing demand for trained staff to lead schools and groups in the area. But in this way, the question is, will hordes of unprepared guides bring unsuspecting students and tourists? Of course not. And this is where the third action of Escursioni Liguria in the field of stewardship with LIFE WolfAlps EU project comes into play: training for guides. Thanks to an agreement with the Italian Association of Environmental Hiking Guides, for the past 3 years, in fact, poor unfortunate colleagues have had to deal with the undersigned to find out that no, the wolf is neither good nor bad. It is a predator. Let's begin to understand what it means and get out of the anthropogenic logic. For coexistence does not mean ranting against any farmer shouting, "Take the fence!" Because coexistence is understanding the ecology of the wolf, yes, but also of each individual farm. So the prevention systems are different for each case. Here, after an initial disheveled, the colleagues understand the importance and the complexity of the theme of the coexistence between men and wolves, and the importance to know all the activity, human activity present in a territory before to design touristic products. And I like to see this aspect as a sowing that will lead over time to good results. Well, the last but not least aspect of my activity like steward is about public events. And today I'd like to share with you the most important result that I obtained in the team evenings that I carried out between Liguria and Piedmont. During these events, the public was mixed, and certainly the majority were people who loved the wolf, but the so-called haters were also present in a small number. Well, the greatest emotion was seeing that at the end of each evening, both the wolf lovers and the enemies of the wolf left the event in the same state of mind, that of reflecting on their own positions. Well, do you know when a balanced needle comes back to the center? Here, when people remove themselves from their positions, it's the exactly moment in which we can talk about coexistence, because we are all doing it together.